The British School for Gibraltar Children was housed in the Monte Carlo Hotel. 580 boys and girls were educated here, with some of the older teenagers, like my Auntie Marilou, helping out. It appears to have been a happy place, in spite of some very strict rules, such as a ban on speaking Spanish.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've decided to treat myself to afternoon tea at Reed's for a number of reasons. One of them being the fantastic location. It's an exclusive hotel perched high on a hillside overlooking the Bay of Funchal. Secondly, the tea here is a must-do. It's an event. It's a wonderful ceremony with a delightful array of tea and cakes on offer and sandwiches, and I look forward to savouring them all. I'm speaking quite quietly because they're in the middle of afternoon service and I don't want to disturb anyone. Third reason for being here was because Lady Mackintosh and her entourage came here during the evacuation. Now, there was a small group of them, but they managed to take up 12 rooms. After being here for a few weeks, they were kindly asked to move on. It was ridiculous to keep the entire hotel complex open just for 12 rooms. Terribly inconvenient, I must imagine. So they moved up to another beautiful little quinta, just on a hillside close by, which is where Yvonne Mossi went on to live, and where in fact her son, Dr. Frank Zeno, continues to live. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's time to start savouring the wonderful cakes on offer. I'm going to start with a sandwich, then I believe I may move on to a cake or two, and then the scone. There really is something special about the ceremony of an afternoon tea. It's a complete indulgence, extravagant, luxurious, and a trifle naughty. It was introduced to the island by the wealthy British landowners, and it's a tradition which the Gibraltarians obviously kept up, for we all love cake and a good cup of tea. But it's one that's been adopted by the locals. Close to the Reed's Hotel, also overlooking the Bay of Funchal, is the presidential seat. A stunning quinta with beautiful gardens dating from the 1800s. And the president of the autonomous region, Miguel Albuquerque, has kindly agreed to meet me. I'm just going to take you back a little bit. You probably won't remember this, but you may have heard stories about the evacuation and the Gibraltarians who were living here for quite a time. How did that impact Madeiran society?
In a very positive way. My grandmother, she's still alive. She is 101 years old. And she speaks about the subject in a very positive way, because at the time, even if Madeira is one of us destinations of tourism in the world, it's a very open society, it was in a social structure very conservative. What's happened that when we received 2,500 people from Gibraltar, mainly children and women, all the cafes and all the life of the city changed, because the way that they dressed, the way that they behave, it was very positive for society.
The women were far more liberal, weren't they?
Much more liberal, and they smoke at the cafes. That's something that is not used special for the locals. But after we have a very strong links in these 4 years, between the Gibraltarians and our society. This is very good. And, you know, some people fell in love, they married, and it was very positive for the island, yes. The times of the war, like it was all over the world, Europe, and here too, it was very hard times. But as my grandmother used to say, but the people live in a positive way. They received here in Madeira with open arms the people that come from Gibraltar, and the relations that still exist between Gibraltar and Madeira, they are very strong. That I think sometimes this is a very good example of solidarity in the hard times.
That's very true. My grandmother always spoke very, very fondly of Madeira, and my auntie Marilu actually stayed here and made a very, very happy life here. You've mentioned the links and how important they are, and important that they should continue, I believe. In 2009, you were the mayor of Funchal, and you were involved in the twinning ceremony along with our mayor.
Here, Mr. Levy, at the time, we made a ceremony here in Funchal in 2009, and after I went to Gibraltar, where we made a ceremony too, with a lot of involvement of the people and the familiars from the families, the mixed families from Madeira and Gibraltar. And it was very good, because this is, the links is not going to disappear. Of course, now the people that, it's the second and third generation, but like you, that is something that you have in your mind, that this is part of the story of your family. And this is the most important links, because we can have economic links, touristic links, but the personal links, the story of the families is something that's never going to disappear in the new generations.
I agree. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
I'm at the Marítimo Stadium. It's a really big game tonight. Marítimo Benfica. And I really think I should look the part. Not sure whether they're my colours, but we'll give it a go. Ta-da! Marítimo supporter, here we go. I could hear all this noise and singing, and I came over to have a look. And it's Francisco, our chef from the other day. Football is a religion here in Madeira. It's permeated the fabric of their society. And Cristiano Ronaldo is God. So when I received an invite to join Artur and Ricardo, the rally drivers, at a match, I couldn't say no. The match ended 1-1, which was a pretty good result against the mighty Benfica, and did little to dampen the spirit of the passionate and euphoric Marítimo supporters.